Unfortunately, it would be very difficult for us this morning to have a balanced conversation in terms of the electoral prospects if both of you are, singing from the same hymn book. So let me just ask you, just yesterday, we saw former Senate President David Mark, who is your former boss, declare his intention to run for the presidency. That now makes 13 in your party. Do you foresee any particular challenge within your party in terms of getting everybody to the table to agree that indeed one heavyweight is worth essentially allowing the others to, submit their aspirations before that one?
Do you mean consensus building? Or
perhaps whatever label you would put to it, just the idea that everybody's aspiration would go under.
There are leaders in the party who are working at the background at achieving consensus. But for the party, and I mean the People's Democratic Party, we are working on a convention, the primary, that will be very, very transparent. You understand? And it will be seen at the end of it all that whoever emerged as a candidate went through a process that will be acceptable to the majority of Nigerians. And I think that is what is important. It is a process that will, at some level, I want to believe that the ruling government is plotting to instigate crisis within our party by all this clamor of, oh, this number is too unwealthy, oh, this number is too large, oh, the number of people, oh, they are mighty, they are this. Election is designed for a contest. Every election is designed for a contest.
Mr. Ologbandiyan, I find it interesting that you put that on the ruling party.
No,
I mean, isn't that? I mean, you say that it is a healthy development.
It is for us. It is,
and that's how it's a very positive way to interpret it.
It is.
But I mean, if other people are raising concerns, maybe not necessarily the ruling party.
What I'm saying,
isn't it a valid concern that indeed we are saying so many people? Are we sure the PDP will? Why do you have to put that on the APC?
I have said that. I said in the beginning that I hope the concern is genuine. If you look at the whole gamut of this fear, this concern, it is not coming from within. I must accept that.
Are you saying that there are people who don't have? Because we've also seen denials.
It is not coming from within.
We've seen denials from people within the party because people are already beginning to say, oh, some people are fronting for other people. Oh, some people will step down for some other people. And we're seeing, this kind of aspirants coming out to say, no, that's not true. I'm running on my own strength. I'm running on my own merit. I don't intend to step down for anybody because these insinuations are coming from within the party.
No, the concern that you are seeing in the media, the concern that people are talking about are coming from outside. They are not within the party. As far as the party is concerned, we are preparing for a primary, and I mean the national convention, where the best candidate that Nigerians, majority of Nigerians prefer, will emerge.
Let's be very precise about what we're talking about here. If you talk about the question of whether or not APC is the one instigating crisis within PDP, or whether or not
there's... We don't have a crisis.
I'm coming. You allege that there's an attempt, at least an attempt, to foment crisis in your party. So I want to touch on that. If we look at a case in point, let's look at Kano State at the moment, where you have a presidential aspirant and a former stalwart member of the APC, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, former governor of Kano, come into the PDP, and all of a sudden there's a lot of crisis within the state executive committee of the Kano State chapter of the party, essentially alleging the Malam Shekarau, the former governor, his faction that was there on ground before, claiming that Senator Kwankwaso coming into the party with his loyalists has essentially destabilized the state chapter of the party. This morning we now read that Malam Shekarau is now going back to APC because he feels that the national leadership has sided unduly with Senator Kwankwaso, who has a presidential ambition. So when you say that this is an APC instigated attempt here, I want to ask you, given the fact that Senator Kwankwaso is coming in for essentially the sole purpose of running for president, and look at how that has now affected your party, can you really say that this is an APC matter or potentially a failure of the PDP to build consensus within the state chapters of the party?
That's not, I've listened to you patiently, and I do not agree totally with your analysis and assumptions. For us in the PDP, the issue that you have raised is located in a particular state, which is
just Kano. As a case in point.
No. Just let me explain to you.
Please.
It's located within Kano State. It could not be found in any other state as we speak now. What happened in Kano?
Even in Kwara State, we've seen something similar. In fairness, Mr. Kola, in fairness to fact, it's even in Kwara. We saw something similar even in Benue. So when you say that it's only Kano, it's not quite correct.
Politics is all about conflict and resolution of those conflicts. But I will come back to the issue of Kano. In Kwara and in Benue State that you have raised, I don't know if you are aware that in those states, issues have been managed considerably and people are going on. In Kano is a spectacular case. It's different from every other state. And what happened? In Kano, you have two presidential aspirants. You have former Governor Shekarau and you have former Governor and now Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso. In the PDP, we have an established structure of where you have movement within the party in the state. What the PDP did was to recall the Kebbi situation when Alero had to move into PDP. What was the template? What was the framework that was used? That was what was adopted in our discussions with APC governors and members who were coming into the People's Democratic Party. It's unfortunate that I have to go into details of this issue in public. What happened in the situation of Kano, what happened generally was that the framework which was adopted was 60 for those who are coming with governors and senators and members like we have in Benue, like we have in Kwara, and 40% for those who were on the ground. The arrangement was not cast in iron. It was a template that could be taken to the state to situate and make sure it suits the local politics of the area. In Kano, it was 51% to 49%. Today, some people can claim that they were unaware. But I have respect for people, and I expect them to speak to the truth and to speak to facts, no matter the situation. The issue was taken to BOT, it was taken to NEC, and we got approvals for the template. And some of the people who are complaining today either participated even in the beginning in the process or they were at those meetings and they didn't raise a finger against the process. Then it came to implementation. Then you said the process that you contributed to, that you agreed to, was no longer acceptable. The bitter part of it was in the case of Kano, where efforts were made, big wigs of the party, top-notch members were invited to hold discussions. And people said that Shekarau that was coming from APC and came with a deputy governor and came with senators, came with House of Rep members, came with State House of Assembly members, would just come to the party as a member without a structure. And it became a problem. Every effort made, if you think we have achieved this portion today, tomorrow it goes higher. And you know, politicians, if they are determined to make a movement, they can come under any guise. Any guise.